The next thing we're going to do is JavaScript, and we're on our master version, and let's close that Python file. Alright, for anyone who hasn't seen how to split their page, go back to the previous video, and there is a, whenever I start the JavaScript in the previous video, I explain how to split the page. Alright, so we've got our fields here. We're going to need a second button because we want a button for the sum and we want a button for the product. So I'm just going to copy that here. Copy. If I highlight it on the right, I can copy the exact same. Alright, this one is going to be calculate prod, and on click I'm going to do prod, although I haven't written it yet. Okay, let's get up to my code here. By the way, it's saying this video, what's it called, the design pane is out. If I hit save, that lines it up again. We can see our extra button has come in. We probably need a line break copy between those two buttons, so I'll stick one extra line break here. And if I want to beautify my code, I can go up here, format the whole document, and window and Control S for save, and it's going to drop that space in there. I probably should have a space after this one as well. Let's leave that for the moment. I want to have another set of I can copy it probably on my form. I prefer to copy it in the code. I'm going to copy the break this time, and copy and paste, Control S, and I can see there's another one there. So my label, I can edit this on the page, backspace. Right, I'm going to say when we add, and this sentence is going to give us the answer, and down here when we multiply. So the little kiddies that are using this get to know that add is sum and multiply is product. Okay, total sum is up here twice, doesn't like that, so we're going to call it total product. Alright, now I'm just going to keep my, well, let's say I need a sentence in here, so let's make these a little wider. Let's make them 30 columns. Control S, and they're a little wider now. Okay, let's do the working out here. I haven't got much space. Let's get that over there. Alright, now I've got a concatenation statement that I need to write. So my JavaScript is up here. Delete format. I don't think I need that comment. It's pretty obvious. I don't need these comments. They're a bit too obvious now because we know what we're doing. Delete, and that one there. Alright, they're all the same. We don't really need to set that total because we are setting its value here down here. We do need to set the title of our form, 103. This is now going to say add, well, I'm going to do it this way, plus and times. That'll do. That'll sit in our title bar. We probably need to, Control S, we probably need to do here 103 so that all our users know what's going on. Add three numbers, so we're going to well, let's just call it add 3, and this time it's going to we'll keep it short. It's going to plus and times. Okay, right, down here I need a concatenation statement. I need total sum, I need total prod, copy, total prod, and that's going to be times. Whoa. Backspace, and delete. Right. Okay. Let's do our first concatenation statement. It's going to start here. I need a string first. The sum of space, close brackets. Now in JavaScript we use a plus sign to concatenate, so they are different in each language. Let's just go check our notes, and in that's Python we've just looked at. So, oh, by the way, Python, there's some notes about the sep function, separator function, and the reference, so you can go check it for yourself. Now, JavaScript. Here's an example. We've got the sum of, and then number 1, number 2, number 3 is, and away we go. Now, I can put a line break in after inverted commas, it looks like. So let's do that because I'm going to run out of space here. I'll do one more. So plus number 1, let's get a copy of it, of number 1, plus, and I want comma space, and now after that I'm going to put in a line break. I want plus number 2 plus, this one is and. Visual Studio is very good putting in the inverted commas, second inverted comma, plus number 3 plus inverted commas. It's screaming at me for, oh, did I forget a plus sign? I did. Okay, whoops. Oh, what did I do then? I think I did control inverted comma, inverted commas, space is space. Let me fix this before it gets really cranky with me. We need a comma there. Okay, that green wiggly line should disappear. It has. I need another plus, and I need total sum. Whoops. And it should come up here, and I can hit down arrow and tab. Then I need another plus, I need another comma and then a plus, comma, plus, and a full stop. Now I can clean up my code with this beautifier, and let's run it. Control S. I always go back to my file. I go back to JavaScript. We're just running the master, and let's see if it works. 3, 4, 5, enter. The sum of 3, 4, and it's fallen over here. Now if I hit F12, it's going to tell me where the error is. It'll have a little error thing up here, sources, and it's going to call me a liar. Why? Oh, it doesn't like the carriage return. It's finished it there. So let's get rid of the carriage return. What I mean, carriage return is a name that comes from the old typewriter days. So let's just get rid of that for a second. Delete. And what happened then? Oh yeah, it's out off to the side, I think. Let's see if everything... yeah, that's alright. Let's beautify that. And let's try it again. Control S, Alt Tab, F5, and let's try this again. 3, 4, 5, enter. Oh, maybe it's just because I haven't got room to fit the answer in, and it's falling over. Alright, I'm going to pause this here, figure out my error, and come back. When I look carefully at the code, I see that we are missing a plus sign, and it's there. So that is the problem. I also notice that I'm missing spaces here, and let's just go through and check the rest, and I don't need that comma there. Alright, so let's try that now. So JavaScript is an interpretive language, so that it'll run until there's an error and then it stops, as opposed to Visual Basic and Pascal. They won't even compile if there's an error. So let's just try that again. Oh, I need to do F5 to refresh it. 3, 4, 5, enter. Still a problem. 3, 4, at least I've got the AND sorted out. The sum of 3, 4, and I've got my problem. 3, that's first number, second number, and that comma is a problem, maybe. Let's try that. Control S, Alt Tab, F5, 3, 4, 5, enter. Alright, that's better. The sum of 3, 4, and 5 is 12. Okay. Right, let's go back. We have not done anything on product yet, so it's not working. Alright, so what I can do is copy this whole function. This is the bodgy way of doing it, but it's probably best to start with the bodgy way. We're going to call it prod, and everything here is the same. The only difference is we've got so we don't need total prod there, do we? Delete that. We don't need total sum here. We delete that. This is all the same, except we do total prod. Okay, Control S, and now F5, we do 3, 4, 5, we calculate the sum, and that works. Tab, and we calculate the product, and it's not working. Aha, I know it works. Let me just see. The is 60, right? So the product is going in here, and I'm still calling it sum, so it's going in the wrong field. So I need to make that total text total prod, so it goes in the right place, and I need to say this product. Okay, Control S, Alt Tab, F5, and we should be in business this time. 3, 4, 5, and Tab, and we are in business. Okay, now that is working, but this is bodgy code. We've got repeated stuff. Okay, we don't really want that. Let's just go to our notes from it. It's passable, but as a coder you should be aiming for better than that. We're going to call that version 1.03.1, and we're going to back it up. So let's just go, I don't know why I'm on Team Explorer here. Somehow I don't really need that. Let's close it. Solution Explorer, and can I copy and paste? No, I can't. But what I can do is go to my folder view. So I'm going to do that now. It takes a little minute, and I'm going to go into folder view, and now I've got JavaScript, and now I can copy and paste this file, and I'm going to call it delete. Whoops, whoa, back. Alright, this is version 1.03.1, and it is what are we going to say? Repeated. So read, repeat. Whoops. Okay. Now, why has it dropped down another line? That's unusual. It should drop below those. Anyway, maybe just because it's stores in numeric order. So that's there. We can work from this folder for the time being until we get to Visual Basic, then it won't work from here. Alright, so I'm now going to change my master. I'm still running on my master here, and I'm going to make it 1.3.2, and now we're going to write a function. We probably should, oh yeah, we can do it up here. So that last one had repeated code. This one now is we're going to use a function. Let's just put our notes here. Use to to avoid repeated code. Right, and we're going to have a quick peek at our notes just to see how to write this function. So when we come down to JavaScript, that's our repeated code. That's what we've got now, and that's all our HTML. So we want to try and shift that. We're going to make a function called read numbers, and then we're going to call that function. Now, a function in JavaScript in most languages can only return one value. We've got to return 3 values. So what we're actually going to return is an array. So a single array which happens to contain 3 values. So that's going to be our little cheat code. You'll notice I've drawn that out of Chrome instead of out of Visual Studio. Alright, so we're going to create another function here called read nums. And we open and close brackets because usually, or quite often with a function, it receives parameters. We are not going to give it any parameters this time. So alright, I'm going to close this as much as I can, get rid of that, and I'm going to copy those 3 values, cut, and I'm going to stick them up here. Alright, so we are going to read those. Right, once we've done that, we want to return them as a parameter. Let me just go back and have a look at the code here. Return, and I just put them in square brackets to make them an array. So I don't have to bother about declaring. Return, square brackets, number one, tab, comma, number 2. Now I am working with uppercase letters, and I shouldn't be. And number 3. Let's just copy that. And number 3. So I should change all of these to lowercase. I think I slipped up when I did the original copy down. So they should be lowercase. It may change in Visual Studio. It may change throughout N. Now they've gone grey because they're not being used, but if I change down here to lowercase, then it'll say that they are used. It's pretty smart. It knows if you're creating variables and not using them. Alright, so all those now are being used. Alright, so I now want to read, I want to call that function. So I need to create another variable, nums, and I'm going to call it, and it's going to be the array read nums. So let nums equal read nums, and I need open close brackets. Alright, now that's going to be an array. So when I use those array items, I'm going to call it nums, and my first element is the 0 element, and the second element will be the 1, and the third element will be the 2. So copy that, paste, and here paste. This one needs to be 1, and this one needs to be 2. and I need to change my concatenation statement as well now, so that we are going to call nums 0, nums 1, and nums 2. Alright, let's just check whether that's going to work. I'm not going to push the product key because it's probably not going to work. Control S, Alt Tab, F5, and then 4, 5, 6, and we got a problem. Okay, nums 0, nums 1, nums 2, read nums. Okay, let's just go back to our notes. Read nums. Oh, did I forget the semicolon? I think maybe. Alright, let's go back here. Semicolon. That's better now. It's happy. Control S. And F5. 4, 5, 6. And still a problem. Okay, so this is a good time to try to practice using breakpoints. So let's do this again. 4, 5, 6, and let's put in a breakpoint on the function here as we kick it off. So let's calculate the sum, and it pulls up there. So now I can go F11. So F11 is it's just moving into the next line. I get these muddled up. I just use F11. Anyway, F11. You can roll over these and you can see which one's which. F11. So we're just step into the next. Okay, so the first line here says let nums equal read nums. So it's got to go up and it's got to do read nums. So here it's going in. It's figured out. You can see number 1 is now equal to 4. Number 2 is now equal to 5, so it's reading the text boxes, and now it's going to allocate the array this value, and why can't I see that there? Let's go one more, and here's our array. It's got 3 elements, and they are the 3 elements, so it's working fine to there. And then it comes to here and it trips up, so I know that the error is on this line. Now I don't know what I was thinking, but I've forgotten to use square brackets. So with the arrays in JavaScript, we're on square brackets. This is the thing with dealing with lots of languages. Whoops. And then up here we want delete square bracket, delete square bracket, and up here delete square bracket, delete square bracket. Let's try that now. Control S, Alt Tab, F5, okay, now let's get the breakpoint out of here because it might work. 5, 6, 7, calculate the sum. Still got a problem, which is down here. Uncaught error. Same thing. Square brackets. Okay, back here I need square brackets. I probably could do a find and replace to do it, but let's just do it manually through square brackets. So you can see that Chrome is giving me the location of the error. Because it's an interpretive language, it works all the way down until it gets to the error, and then it fixes it. Sorry, and then it stops, and then we can come back and fix it. Control S, and let's try again. F5 to reload that fix. 7, tab 8, tab 9, calculate the sum. And, oh yeah, okay, let's just make sure that we got enough room. Yeah, so it's working. The sum of 7, 8, and 9 is 24. Okay, so now we have to do the same thing for the product. Now I think the product is still going to work the old way. Yes, it is. You can see my text box is not quite big enough. There it is, down below there. Alright, so I also want to make my text boxes sort of double lines so that they will wrap. I have forgotten how to do my text boxes that size, so I'll have to go look at the code. But anyway, we've done this now. We're going to copy that. Let's go back and have a look at the I've got the full code here now. Right, button style, so height and width, on click, and then calculate. So it's a totally different code. Button style equals height and width. Let's see if I can remember that. Come back here. Well, I better do this button style first because I'll forget it. So this is, let me comment that out, so I can comment that out from that, and I'm going down here, button style. Now I have changed the button style down here to the button style that you see in the code. The one issue that I had for a while was that I changed the button style. Let's just go down here, the button style, and it's not showing correctly on here inside Visual Studio, but it is showing correctly in Chrome, so I'm not going to worry about there might be some little problem with that, but it's working fine on Chrome. So I might throw another break into a line break so that we've got one after there. Control S, give us, oh, actually we don't need that. That looks alright. 103.2. So let me make that a colon so that it looks a little better. Alright, we are finished, I think, with this version. We'll just check the header version number, and the header number is done. Add 3, let's put a colon there. Alright, so this here I'm going to copy. Let's widen that. Let's Control S so that the screen here is happy. Control S. Okay, copy, paste. I can see an error with this one in that I've got a point in there. It's not hanging, it's not falling in order. Let me just copy that, copy, enter, and paste. We're going to make that point 2, and this time we're going to call it a read function. Alright, and it's all laying neat and tidy. We're going to work on Visual Basic now, so we're going to need to go back into this solution view. If I look in my JavaScript, it's not, this old one is here and the new one is not there at all. So I'm going to remove that, and I'm going to, it does not remove it from the computer. I'm going to add existing item. I'm going to go into JavaScript, highlight, and add, and there they are, sitting nice and neat at the bottom. So I've now done my JavaScript.